What's up, guys? Welcome back to day 2, phase 2. Today we're going to be working on back, biceps, and a little bit of traps along with some abs. So we're going to start off by doing 50 wide grip chin-ups. So don't worry about how many sets it takes, just worry about counting the reps. And even if it takes 10 sets or 5 sets, as many as it takes to make sure you get 50 reps. Okay? And let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. So let's say that is all you can do. Again, recover, wait about a few seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, as long as it takes for you to jump on here, do your 12th, 13th, 14th, until you get to 50. So we're gonna go with 5 sets of 10 reps on deadlifts. So it can bring some thickness to your back. All right. So Dan is going with a wide grip, wide stance, kind of between a sumo grip and a regular grip. So as far as which stance to go with, there's not really any preference. You can go with a medium stance or a wide one like that too. So remember, you're going to do 5 sets of 10 reps. Make sure your form is good and controlled. And now we're going to go ahead and go with biceps. So we're going to do a tricep, which basically means 3 different exercises back to back to back with no rest. We're going to do the preacher curls first, and then we're going to go into dumbbell hammer curls, and then we're going to finish off with dumbbell shrugs. Okay, and make sure you get your armpit in the seat so this way we get the full range of motion. I actually like to use a close grip for this one here. And we're going to go with 10 reps on each set. And we're going to do 6 sets total. 6, 7.
You see Mike's not going so far up that the bicep is no longer engaged, only going far enough up where the bicep is still working.
Alright, so now we're going to go with dumbbell hammer curls. You can do these with 1 arm or 2 arm. I actually prefer to do them 2 arm together. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Again, you notice that his elbows are staying in the same place and not moving. No rocking, no momentum, really isolating the biceps and not getting your back and your hips into it.
Now we're going to go right into dumbbell shrugs.
See here, no rolling in the shoulders. And we're using a lighter weight for demonstrations, but when you're doing this, you should be using pretty heavy weight.
9, 10. Alright, so make sure you do 6 sets of those of 10 reps each, non-stop. Keeping your rest times at 1 minute and 30 seconds. So next, we're going to go ahead, get out of the way here. Now we're going to go ahead and go with our abs. So we're going to do a yoga plank. And we're going to do knee to elbows, and we're going to go ahead and do it for 3 sets of 20 seconds. And we're going to rest for 20 seconds between the sets. Okay? So let's go ahead and do those 3 sets really quick. And go. And notice the control and how low he's getting his knees down to his forearms. And you can see that we work out in a pretty small gym, not really big, but you're still able to do so much. And the advantage of that is, okay, time. Sorry, Dan, I actually had him go with about almost 30 seconds. So this guy doesn't quit, he just keeps going. So we're going to go ahead and rest for 20 seconds, and then we're going to go again. But like I was saying, with a small gym, the advantages you have is you don't actually have to travel very far to get to that next exercise. So remember, fast, simple, and effective. Okay? Alright, so let's get ready. We're going to go ahead and do 1 more set. And go. So we want to keep these rest times really short. Very different from the regular lifts, because the other lifts we rest about 1 minute and 30 seconds because we really need to recuperate a lot more energy back and strength back before going. And time. Go.
And these, it's very difficult to to injure yourself by messing up the form, which is good because at the end you're going to be pretty tired. And even though these are like a pretty easy exercise, by the end when you're tired, these get pretty hard. You really feel the burn in your abs. Don't quit on these though. Again, it really helps. What I do at the end of these workouts is visualize the results I want. Visualize those six-pack abs.
Okay, so I'm gonna rest for about 20 seconds, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. And a lot of times, guys, they take their rest, and you see them walk into the water fountain. They see a buddy in the gym. They talk to him. Before you know it, you rested about 6 to 7 minutes between some of your sets. Really loses the momentum, loses the intensity. And at the end, you feel like you kind of just, went through the motion, but you never really went through a real workout. So, and you know what I'm talking about, guys. Sometimes you go in there, you just kind of go around, do a little this, do a little that, and you're done. And then you go home and you're like, well, I feel okay because I went to the gym, but there's times where you really went in and you really did a good workout where you just went back to back, all about business, and those are the ones that were the most effective. And you probably realize that those are probably the shorter ones too.
Yeah.
And that's how I started, turning my workouts into about 30 minutes, because I realized, how come I'm getting the better workouts in a shorter amount of time? And I realized the biggest thing was the rest. So, okay. All right, so make sure you do 3 sets of 20 seconds each on those. And that is it for day 2. We will see you in day 3.